Hello everybody. Welcome to the channel if you are new, and welcome back if you are already a subscriber. In today's video, we are going to do a real-time plan with me for the week of July the 27th until August the 2nd. So we are entering a new month. This is a lovely week. I am just thrilled to be inching ever closer to fall because I am a fall girl. I am not built for summer, not in any way, shape, or form. I'm just not. We are going to use 020 to set up our trackers this week. I've got some fun, I don't know if fun is the right word, some new to you guys, new pins and such to play with. So we're gonna lay down our trackers. I'm gonna highlight the bottom row for my water. And in the spirit of full transparency, it is actually Wednesday. So we've got a little bit of a catch-up session going on here. So basically we're gonna set up for the week. We're gonna check some things off, get current. In case you guys are wondering how I am managing that chaos, I am actually using my, okay, that's not a good page, but this was kind of like, this was Monday. Tuesday is more like right here. But this is my messy passion planner situation. So this is what I use when I am at the office and I know I'm going to be filming, and this way I can write everything down and have all the space that I need, but also track what the heck is going on. So that when I fill it out here, I'm not bumbling around like an idiot. Okay, so couple things that I want to do. So we've got our tracker laid out, but I pulled these Sarasa vintage colors. So these are in 0.5. I was meaning to write that down. My newest crafty friend, she has these in a finer point, and it's so tiny. They're so tiny. She wrote with them the other day, and I was like, whoa. But while I was looking at our washi, which is Harry Potter themed because his birthday, Harry Potter's birthday, is on Friday. Lunasaw is on Saturday, so it felt like a very, very witchy week. I think I'm going to use this one. I don't know the name of it. That's terrible. Yeah, I don't know the name. I am so sorry. But it's this really pretty, like, denim-y looking blue. And I've used it before for my Artist in April series. So I know it's one of my favorites, except for the fact that it just skipped. So we're gonna do our little tiny faces for energy. I don't have anything behind this, that could be why, but sometimes my pins do better when they don't have something behind them, but we'll give it a go. We'll see if that helps any. Right, we need to do the other swatch. Might be a little bit better. Okay, and then I think I have an idea for this section. So sorry, I was like thinking through that a little bit. Last week I have this little section and I haven't finished it yet, remember, and I liked this because it's kind of like just it's little things for me to remember that happened throughout the week. So like on Monday, I found out that my NSSA exam was cleared and done, like that they were going to take credit for it because it was kind of on the fence a little bit. There was like a glitch in their system and I was worried I was going to have to retake it. And then I made short ribs for the first time on Saturday. Another thing I want to add is I lost my train of thought. I tried different things, like, and did different things. I don't know how to, like, life events, like restarting Ted Lasso could be a thing, or going to dinner with Jen, or, you know, Danielle made a cherry cake. Like, it's things that would kind of go in a daily section, but can end up here. And I like this idea. So I think for this, I'm going to do like Jen's visit. So my friend and coworker, she was here Sunday until Tuesday. Today is the full book moon, so I really want to like talk about that a little bit. We've got Harry Potter's birthday on Friday, like I said, and then Luna saw on Saturday, but also we're going to Justin's for kind of like an end of summer celebration. So it's like all the things I might get in order or two this weekend or this week. So just kind of leaving space for some of those moments, because I feel like that's going to help anchor me a little bit when I go back to fill in dailies. So I am leaving these little markers to dry, and then I am going to get myself a sticker book to prop up on down here at the bottom, just so that we can fill some stuff in. Okay, so just in the spirit of checking things off, I need to go back and look. I think I did 10,000, a little over 10,000 on Monday. Like I think I hit like 11 something. So 12,000 is my goal to get an X. A dot means I hit 10. So that's that whole system. Maybe I should do like a key at some point. I know what it means, and that's all that matters. So I haven't worked out yet for this week, but I did read last night. So that's that. This section is for bills, and there are some that I have already. I always kind of like forget my check system. My check, like, if I put the checkbox all the way to the end. Okay, so Quicksilver is definitely one. So we've got rent, phone, and I might have to add a little bit more to this list. Yeah, I'm gonna wait to add. I know these for sure, because I'm pretty sure Chase is paid. There's a few others that I need to add to that list, but we can do that a little bit later. Another thing, oh no, I did write it down. So we've got that going for us. Okay, so now on to this side a little bit. I think it'll help if I add another sticker book. And I've got tracker. I really want to start putting in monthly. I already don't use this section to its fullest, but I'm gonna mark that off. Okay. I really should add Passion Planner here. I'm gonna put just 2 P's because I did use it yesterday and I did use it today, and I won't use it, or I used it Monday and Tuesday. I will not use it today because I will be home and can write in real time or kind of like map this out a little bit better. It's more for when I need to leave the house and I don't want to take this with me, or drag it around, or I don't need to drag it around. So make bed, dishes, litter box, floors, 10 minutes, 1 task. And I'm gonna put, I usually put TTT, which means timetable tasks, which is in the back of this planner, but I actually need to redo it. So I need to stop like referring to that. I'm trying to think of something that's kind of like apartment focused. That I would want to do kind of daily, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head. So I'm gonna leave that blank. I think that's really annoying and I don't love that because everything would be like a 10-minute task or something. I don't do that regularly, so I don't really know. So I made the bed. Y'all, I'm awful. I didn't do the dishes earlier this week, so there's that. I haven't really worked on the floors. I did do my 10-minute task on Monday, but not yesterday. I was struggle busing yesterday, something fierce. So now I'm gonna continue to let all of the headers dry until like the very end, I think, just for that. I am gonna keep this pen in case I decide to lay down like any sticky notes or anything like that, because, or cardstock, not cardstock, but sticker type of things, because we're gonna use a new pen to you guys. So this is my Pilot Vanishing Point in Fine. I have it inked up with Murky Pond Water, which is kind of like a really, really lovely gray. Like it's a dark gray, but it kind of has some like bluish, greenish undertone. So I thought it would be really good for this week because it's not going to be as harsh as like a black. So this kind of goes back to the last plan with me that we did. It does not, and I need to do some more research, but like every time I've tried to use a fountain pen in conjunction with a Tombow, it doesn't go well. That's why we're using this lovely color, which matches our spread beautifully, by the way. But the other caveat of that is it doesn't do well with like cardstocky type stickers. And sorry, that's my stool that's off to the side. Well, not really off to the side, it's underneath. I'm trying to do a better job about explaining what the heck I mean. So like labels like this are not friendly with this guy, so we're not gonna do that. But in case I want to use them throughout the week, I totally can. So yeah. All right, let us use my fantastic notes to get us where we need to go. And because we're starting up here, let me see what we've got here. So yesterday was all out warfare in terms of heat and humidity, like terrible. I'm gonna try writing this in a new way, and I'm also gonna try to write it, I don't know. I feel like I need to give it a little space. I also feel like I'm being paranoid as hell. Okay. Because it's like dipping down here. Is that why I'm being crazy? I really just need to take it. Oh, I feel like better-ish. that seems super thick, but I don't know if it's because I'm holding this pen so nervously. This is also, albeit a little bit thicker of a point than what I'm used to. So I'm wondering if I should like go to the side a bit. And then I don't know that I'm having the best handwriting day. That's really nerve-wracking. Okay. So we've got our weather. I am tracking this a little bit different. So normally this is kind of how I do it, the high and the low, and then I'd put a description. So I'm going to do highs and lows. And then I didn't really leave room with this, but I do want to try to use like stickers to kind of like, talk about the weather if it's like noteworthy. But I think in this case, and this is where I probably messed up, what I would have liked to have done in hindsight is bump this up, put the high and low up here and the description down below. So maybe I'm just gonna do highs and lows for this week because I don't know that I want to muddy this up a little bit. I think I'm just trying to move this up a little bit so that I can take this washi and put it up towards the top because it's getting kind of bulky right here in this space, because this is typically where I put my washi to separate from like the daily to the tracker. Going into August, I'm gonna put the washi down here or up here, which you already know because my setup video has already come out, so spoiler there. Well, not really, because you know. Okay, so but it was very thunderstormy Monday, and that was a little much. Okay. I watched, what episode was that? 8? Hopefully by the end of this spread, I will have learned how to write with this pen a little bit better. So I watched Ted Lasso episode 8. I just feel like I'm having a slow start. We're having a slow start. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. Okay, we need to, I think I wanted to use these originally, and so I was a little like, not that I still couldn't, it would just look really weird now. Okay, so Jen is here at this point in time, so doing like a little visit with her. I felt very busy yesterday, but I need to figure out kind of like what the good emoji might be. It's definitely in the office. Maybe this, because I really wasn't feeling it yesterday either, full disclosure. Okay, so I was actually to work on time, all the things. And then I think I'm gonna draw a line, because I've done this before, where I draw a line of like how long I was at the office, but I think I want to wait in case I need to put like icons or boxes or anything, because I definitely want to. I'm going to need to find a sticker. Okay. go on a little hunt for some stickers because I am about 99.9% sure that I have some fountain pen like fountain pen emojis that I purchased, but I'm not 120% certain where they are, which is a little odd. The only thing I can think of is that they're in my tiny icons thing and I never put them away because sometimes that's where things go. There they go. Okay. Because I do need to do some fountain pen stuff today, and these are on washi paper. Okay. I'm gonna keep those out. Oh, Jesus. Because one of the things I actually need to do is the fountain pen that I used for this. So do I have that up here? My Twisby, my baby, my first baby, this lovely guy. Wow, this is gonna be a chatty one, y'all. This was my first fountain pen. And I specifically bought it because of the Coffee Monster Co. ink release. And right now it's got the Forgotten Iced Coffee in it, but as you can see, we're like down to remnants. So I need to finish up the few little areas on here and then wrap it up and clean this pen out and get it ready because I have inks. I have inks coming, God willing, at some point. So I think, okay, since these are kind of similar, oh, and these are too. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna use this little goober over here, and this, I'm gonna do this around 4, I think. 1, 2, 3. Because then I went home and got changed to go onto the treadmill, so we can put that there. And then I am gonna use a steps. Where'd my tiny icons go? This is a little odd that I'm putting things down a little bit beforehand. I do want to use, clearly I need to clean up my toys whenever I'm done with this and organize some things. I feel like my brain has really, 1, 2, 3, 4. My brain has really been struggling lately because I want to like make lists and organize for everything. So one of the things that I did on Monday was I made this giant list. So this is a mess, but this is all of my ink that I either own or is in transit at this point. That includes the dreaded order, which I guess I can say at this point. It's from Dream Goals. I think that's how you say it. And it's my fault for not reading fine print, but essentially I ordered 2 pens and some ink and some ink cleaner or like ink pen cleaner. And I didn't realize that my order was not going to ship because at least I didn't know that and these are all my pens that I either own or that are in transit. So there's that. But whenever I ordered the pens, I didn't realize that one of them, because I wanted a journaler nib, it's been on my list for a while. I'm gonna also write while I jabber because that may help the situation. But I didn't realize that the nib was going to mean that the order didn't ship because since it's a custom nib, for it, like tacked on an additional 2 to 6 weeks. 6, yes, literal 6. So unfortunately, at the time of filming, we're at like kind of the 4-week mark. This pen is gonna take some getting used to because it's just a thicker point than I'm used to. I'm gonna put, just to kind of keep with adding some tiny icons in, I'm gonna do like a little meal sticker because we ordered lunch in. But that's just like one of the many things that I wanted to organize was, okay, hold on. I'm trying to do better about finishing my tangents. I truly am. For whatever it's worth. So the Dream Goals order is at the 4-week mark. And hopefully it'll ship soon and all of that can, I think the way I counted it out is like win, lose, or draw, it's going to ship in August. Like I don't think it's going to ship this month. I don't think it's here yet. Hopefully I'll speak that into existence and then get a notification because today is the full buck moon. Like, you know, here's hoping, ladies and gentlemen. But, it's so hard to tell back here. So in my new apartment, like I don't have a row to like make sounds and tell me what's happening. I also don't think we had lunch for a whole hour like that. And so I just want to move this a little bit down. Because there were some crazy thunderstorms which really knocked out, I think, the phones at the restaurant. So there was that. And then I worked on Reddington. With Dan, and then continued with the beneficiary forms from up here, and I think that did it. And then I actually placed an order in 2 different places. Yeah, this pen is definitely gonna take some getting used to. 1 hour. And Danielle came and joined me about halfway through. I think I just need to like practice writing a little bit smaller. And then I did Ted Lasso, episode 9. Did I even finish my tangent? Probably the fuck not. Okay. After I said I was getting better. Okay, so hopefully the order will be here. If I didn't finish it, hopefully the order will be here. I didn't realize it, you know. It's okay. I don't plan on ordering custom nibs beyond this point like that. Uneducated anyway. I kind of like the idea of my line being in a different color, like maybe a red or or the blue to like pull it back up. I don't know if you guys can see that like shift. I can see that shift better now that I'm seeing it like up against other colors. And I do really like this kind of like moody Harry Potter-y vibe. But yes, I had decided to do a no spend for the month of July. Well, I did really well until like last week. And last week I really started to struggle with the like no takeout. It's not that I bought anything obscenely expensive, but I was just kind of not being as friendly and to myself on that goal. And then it kind of avalanched from there. And some of the things that I wanted to actually, I'm gonna add this one too because I hope that's drying up, dear God, please. And some of the things that set everything in motion. So there was a pair of shoes that I need for my Halloween trip dropped in price like considerably, like a third of the price. And I was like, oh my God, I need to jump on these. Like, this is not something I want to play at. Those have sat in my cart for probably at this point over 6 months, if not longer. Like, I had them in there and took them out numerous times. So like, it's been a 6 to 9 month wait. This is not an impulse purchase by any means, in my eyes. And then, another thing came back in stock. So I was stocking a particular ink that ironically I want for my custom pen that is holding everything up. It came back in stock. I have been wanting that since May. So again, not an impulse buy. These are things that have been on my list and I have been waiting for. So yes, I'm breaking the no spend if we really want to call a spade, and me trying to justify it is a whole thing. But at the end of the day, I don't really feel all that bad about it. And at the end of the day, this is the way I view it. These are really okay. And I'm just going to wipe that out when it dries a little bit. Season 1, episode 10. So I finished the first season, but I finished it like somewhere in the middle of the day because I only started it then. I don't really think I have a donut sticker, so we're going to use like a car emoji. I feel like I have other better colors for that. God, I'm not all together. I feel like I say that every video, and y'all are not going to believe me anymore that I actually have moments where I'm together. But I am. I do have them. From time to time. I got something stuck in my throat. Sorry. I could use these doodles, but I don't know the end of that. And that would also kind of break up the huddle situation. I think I can't remember when the meeting emojis were. and I really want to use them. I might have to go find those, but we're just gonna use this one for right now. Okay. I'm also trying to do better about filming in the morning. Okay, and then I needed to pick up Donut King because it is tradition for our team huddle. And like, see this, I'm not gonna check mark because if I do, it's gonna like bleed and not be cute. I'm gonna do a list of things. I am gonna give a little bit of space so that it's not like that was the topic of the meeting. If it's, I feel like it's too close in some cases. Migrate. Sonia. So there were two things that took up a majority of the day. And I'm gonna do this little guy down here. 1, 2, 3, 30 is when it was. Again, I do feel like I am writing very large because the point on this is so much larger. I normally do extra fine, so like look, I don't know if you guys can see that difference between extra fine and fine. So I'm still getting used to it. But I did want something a little bit wider for this pen so that I could put like shimmer inks and inks that would have like, you would be able to see a little bit more, was the thought process behind that. And then I came home, obviously I came home. And then I kind of did a few things after I completely collapsed. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably around 6 or 7. Did that. And then we're gonna go ahead and add this guy for this morning. I think I started, I don't even know what my timer is. Probably around here. And then I am going to I feel like I really thought today was going to be a little bit kookier than it was or is, but that's also, oh no, I don't want to do that. That's too aggressive. I think I might just list the things like underneath this and then do a bigger emoji around here. Okay. And at some point, okay, let's just talk through some things that I haven't wrapped up yet. One, I really hope you guys love my tangents. I don't think you'd be here for that long if you didn't, because I like a good long form. These are the kind of videos, like, okay, in case you've ever wondered, because we need to start a new tangent. This is the stuff like that I watch while I do an hour-long incline walk. Like, I love everyone's side tangents because it makes me think of things that I haven't thought of before, as well as like while I'm watching them plan their lives kind of situation. So I get ideas, it percolates the things in my ADHD brain. So that's where we are. So I like long form. I like videos like this. I hope you do too. So, because it lets me work on something too. Like, I can often work on my daily pages while they're working on theirs, and like just look up every so often, so it's okay. So it's another like nice background noise situation. I'm gonna hold on just a sec and finish some things. So going all the way back to Monday and the tangent that I was having then, where I was saying, like, to me, the way that a no spend often operates is if I know I'm gonna buy it on Friday. If I know I am. Like, this is not like a flash in the pan. This is not, oh, that's really cute, you know, let me simmer on that. Like, the things that I bought on Monday were things that have been in my cart, been on my to buy list for 6 months or more. And in some cases, like 3 or more months. So like, this is not an impulse purchase. This is not an impulse buy. This is something I have thought through very often. I am not sitting on it for like a week even. Like, these are things that have always been on the list to purchase. And through circumstances, I kind of needed to pull the trigger. So Atlas was triggered by an ink. Mercari was triggered by a pen I have been watching, and actually I had one that I was stocking and it sold, and I lucked out that I found this one and it was actually cheaper, and I jumped on that. And I'm very excited about it. I'm probably the most excited about this one. Like, I had a wish list that I made before I went to Chicago that had pens and inks on it. And I was able to pick up some of those inks. So one of those inks was like Chicago, like things like that. Like, I had very specific inks and pens that I was allowed to buy in Chicago. That is how this guy came to be, actually, because it was on super duper sale. It was like $100 off. And I was terrified that I was not going to get it in Chicago. This was my first Atlas purchase, and I could have purchased it in the store, but I didn't. I purchased it beforehand. So, like I said, and then Amazon was triggered by the shoes that I need for my holiday trip, and just in general, like, they're very plain Doc Marten. They're like a Mary Jane style, but kind of cool looking. Like, they're funky. They're the plain black, but like, again, those have been in my cart since, I kid you not, last fall. So again, none of this was impulse purchase. It was not going to matter if I waited several days. And at that point, I was going to be so mad if like they went back up to full price or were sold out or some type of weird nonsense happened. So that was that. Now moving on to close that loop, I will violate the hell out of a no spend if something like that happens. Like, again, we're so close to the finish line. The irresponsibility was last week. Like, that was, you have food at home. You don't need to go through the drive-through, even if it is $6. Like, you don't need to do that. And I did that. So that to me is irresponsible. There was a release at Target where I bought one outfit from the entire release. That is violating no spend. But I'm like, if that's the worst that I really did, that's kind of okay, and I'm going to give myself some grace. I am going to do a no spend through August, except for Coffee Monster co-sale. That's the only thing I'm allowed to really jump on. And I will continue making a list to purchase in September that I need to get for the trip, and I have all of August to kind of prepare for that. So hopefully I will be good and trust that. As far as Tuesday tangent, the main thing that I worked on all day was Bridges had an app. And then I had a webinar with Fossum, so I needed to prep for that and then actually have the webinar. And that meant that I did not leave until very, very late. And well, not very, okay, that's a stretch. And now my handwriting has decided to participate. So I love that for me. And then I rallied when I got home and filmed my August setup, which was the upload for today, and I got it uploaded overnight. And obviously right now I am doing this week's plan with me, so I'm going to abbreviate those things. And then I need to go work out today at some point, but I really don't know where that's going to land because it's about 8:30 and my workouts have been taking a little while. There's some like kind of straggler workouts. Sorry, I'm grabbing my laptop so I can figure out my list for the day, that I can just kind of bullet point here like I did right there. I won't draw a line for work on these days because I am remote. Sweet Jesus, help me. Okay. I need to, why did I put the dot there so high? I'm not starting right now. I think I just said 8:30 and but we're not fixing it. It's gonna be totally fine. We've got Bridget Jones. Those are both gonna take a while. Like I said, I'm just kind of reviewing some things, so just bear with me a second. I know I need to put one more thing on this list. I'm gonna go ahead and put Fossum. And then I am also, I'm gonna stop there for that. I am going to get like a cleaning sticker. Theoretically, I am anyway. Let's work and let's home. Do I not have cleaning stickers in here? Why would I have not done that? Oh, okay. It's like, that seems odd. Okay. I think this is more of like a tidy up situation than a full-on cleaning situation. So I'm just gonna kind of put that through the center a little bit. I'm not gonna list out a bunch of things. I think just to be honest, I want to leave that kind of open in case other things pop up with work, because work has been a little unpredictable of late. But like, I need to be doing laundry, I need to sweep the floors, wipe the counters down, so this is very in line. I don't feel like I need to bullet point that. Jeff is coming over later and we are going to watch House of the Dragons and eat leftovers, so I don't have to worry about like grocery stores or cooking. I do need to make a list for Trader Joe's at some point, so there's that. I want to finally grab this pen again. Do I want, to use a different color. For the work line. It's definitely not the wine color. I don't know why I'm leaning towards this like red, but I could hate it. I could love it. I also thought about this one. I could also use a brown, because there's some brown going on in here. How to overthink everything. 101. I don't know if that's a gray or what the heck that color is. So, okay, I think I've settled on the brown. I think it's like the least harsh option going on. So I was to work on time and left on time. So what that means is that the line is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 30, which is fine. So this goes back to what I was saying. I wanted to there must be a sticker under this. Do that so that I had the line. I like the brown. Okay, the brown was a good choice. We're gonna set that off to the side, let that dry a minute. We're gonna put in some headers down here because I don't trust myself that eerily close. Thank you guys for sticking with me in this little like setup haul situation. Well, not haul, that's poor verbiage. Of course, now I'm finding my groove, minus the fact that I can't find the other sticker book that I was learning on, which seems strange because I'm still working in this little space. We don't understand. We don't understand where it went. Okay, we're just gonna make do. We're gonna make do. Also, you guys, I don't think I know. I need to do a, cat hairs everywhere today. I really need to do a week in my weeks. I have been so bad at using, like, prioritizing health and fitness ever since I finished NSSA, because that week I literally didn't do anything but NSSA, like at all. Unfortunately, my health kind of took a nose. I did good, like eating, I think that week, but just there was no workout. And then last week, I really didn't do well with eating, but I did do well with, I have done really well with tracking every meal. So that's been really, really good. I've been really great about tracking, so I can make the changes that I need to, but like last week's food was pretty gnarly. I'm doing better this week already, which is great. I already checked like my calorie box. Yesterday was a little bit over, not by much, but enough to be like, okay, like, and I was sitting in bed and I really wanted to get up and make like a snack. Not even like I was hungry, but I was snackish. So please don't smudge, dear Lord. Mood comes before energy. And then I'm going to put remember here. And I think I want to find the meeting sticker that I was trying to find here and put it here. So I'll look for that so that in our next segment we can put that here. I want to put that Jen's visit was then because we were like all together in the office, so I can use that for sure. And then I'll use like a moon sticker to document today. I might do like an order sticker for everything I ordered, like about finally breaking the nose bend, so to speak. So I do want to document that a little bit. But I don't want to be like too crazy and fill up this whole thing. But essentially it's a way, this little section is a way for me to note kind of events that happen or things I do want to obviously remember that aren't in the daily pages yet, but could trigger my mind to want to put them there. Or maybe if it's like, I want to elaborate on that, or maybe it's something that never even got covered in a daily page because I decided to take notes that day or do research about something. So we'll see. And then the last two things that we need to do is I need to put my working row here. So I was at work until 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And normally I'd put like little dots at the end, but because the sticker covers up where I started and stopped, I'm not gonna do that. Same here, I was at work a little bit before 9, so I wanna say I got there at 8:30. I don't want it to back up to that, I know. And then, like I said, maybe 10 minutes before 5, if that I left, which is late. So I've got that. I like the brown, that's all well and good. I think I'm actually going to use brown for my dots instead of, no, we can use the Pilot. That's fine. Okay, so my mood on Monday was okay. I wasn't like elated, but I wasn't like bummed necessarily. I was kind of tired. I'm gonna come down. No, I'm gonna stay there. I was okay. My energy was a little bit of a different story. I would say I tanked a little bit yesterday, so I'm gonna come down here. So I'll connect those when they're not super freaking juicy, which will be like the next video. So again, thank you guys for sticking with me through a setup and a nice little update. I hope you guys are enjoying this so far, and I will see you guys probably tomorrow evening, just to give us some time. Maybe I'll do another check-in today. Who knows? I do need to put a sticker somewhere though, because I think I'm gonna watch Fantastic Beasts in the background today. I don't know. Okay, we'll figure that out later. All right, catch you guys in the next clip. All right, it is time for a little update, and I did, full disclosure, forget to check the weather for today, so I will have to pop that in a little while. But let's get started with the sidebars. I think that's a good place to start. My desk is a little bit cluttery at the moment, but that's okay. Doesn't particularly affect the efficiency. I think we decided to actually do my dots in my fountain pen. So let's start there. We're just gonna connect Monday, Tuesday. I still have not, oh no. Okay, well, we'll fix the smudge. Lord have mercy, can't trust me with anything. Okay, so speaking of marking things out, I am going to draw a line through Fossum because I never actually got to that yesterday, and I'm gonna be smart. See, it's still smudged. I'm just moving it too fast. It's okay, I will fix that as well. We'll fix all the smudgy smudges. Okay. Now we are going to go through our trackers. So for skincare, I get a slash, I get a whole X for vitamins. I kind of log my meals, but I haven't finished. I can definitively say I did not stay in my calorie count. I still have not looked at steps. I know I actually got a dot here, but I need to look back at Monday, Tuesday, so I will do that. Still no workouts for the week and no reading, unfortunately. I do need to pay some bills today and write down the ones that I haven't yet, but I did get 6 glasses of water in yesterday. No luck on the trackers or the monthly updates. I did have a rare, I finished my daily experience. And I didn't really do anything in Passion Planner, and I think I talked about this in the last clip, that I really don't work in it on Wednesday or Friday because I'm remote, so I can just like write it directly in here. I did make my bed yesterday. I did do dishes yesterday, the litter box, floors. I did do my 10 minutes. I didn't do like a household task, so that handles that. Okay. This smudgy smudge situation should be dry enough to go over there like it never happened. And then we will let that sit a little bit, and then I will put in a new dot. Going back though, for Wednesday, I would say that my mood was kind of meh. I just didn't get a lot of productivity done. And then for Wednesday, I would say my energy was actually good. Like I said, I just didn't get a lot done yesterday. Like it was literally bridges and bitching all day long, I felt like. I did get a lot of tidying up done, so I'm gonna close this for a minute and just think through that while I grab some stickers. So I did tidy up, I did work on bridges. So it was things like, you know, kind of just like household cleanup, because Monday and Tuesday were really full with like work and staying late and all of those things. Obviously I filmed in the morning, then I worked for a while, and then I tidied up. However, I did get some fun full moon stuff going on. I really need to, actually, I want to see if I have something. So I really haven't shown these in a while. It's from a company called Persephone's Boutique, I think, and she has emojis, and I do. Okay, cool. I needed just like a plain full moon situation. Because I've used there's lots of phases, but I've used all my full moons up. So, well, at least on this sheet, and I'm trying to like get through this whole sheet before I start the other one. So there's that, but I'm just gonna pop this in, just have like a little bit of variety. I don't think you noticed that it's got little horns and it looks close enough. So I'm gonna put this kind of like 1, 2, 3, because I kind of started working on this later in the day. And I can put this away. So I have I have a good chunk of stuff from here that I do pull from every now and again for specifically like witchcraft purposes. But yesterday I actually, like I said, worked on my daily, and I did some journaling. If I could not make a mess, that'd be great. Here, we're just gonna set this off to the side because it's just gonna be a mess, clearly. And I don't need it anymore. So I want to write, and I'm sorry if my hair's in the way, I haven't flat ironed it yet, so it's a little Hermione Granger actually at the moment. I'm putting full moon Aquarius and Jupiter in Leo, and just, you know, because I teased, there we go. It just worked. I'm not setting it all the way down because I feel like, there we go. So that was my cute daily page yesterday, and I'm really happy with it. So like I said, lots of tidying up, not a lot of other things were happening. I didn't even get to like, normally I'll have like something on in the background, totally didn't even happen. So that was a whole thing and a half. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can gently fix this. Okay, I'm gonna let that try a little bit. Like I said, I do not have my, whether I can pop that in retroactively. I don't think that's gonna, I have to pop that in like either before or after I film because it's on my phone, or I need to write it in my daily page, like on my passion planner-y thing. So we just put that in where we can. Okay, and then as far as this morning, I wasn't watching anything. That's a lie, actually. I do have little things I can pop in here. I think it's, oh, I need to look. I think it's House of the Dragon episode 6. Let's see. Yeah. Because that is what Jeff and I watched. And then I'm gonna put House That Dragons Built, season 30, episode 6. Okay, is what I watched. And then I haven't even really had time to tidy much because I actually have appointments today. So we are going to look at some work tasks type of things. So I am definitely in the office today, and I have a fair amount to do. Why do I feel like my phone is just going berserk, which is a little annoying. I need to do, there's lots of meetings today, actually. And I have paperwork to do. There's so many things. Okay. Overthinking commence. Okay. I think I just need to kind of write everything in. I'm gonna get in early so that I can work on a few things. So I'm just gonna list those first. So emails, Bridges, Jones, Awesome. I know that there's probably other things in there or updates I need to do, but like that's the cream of the crop right there. And then I want to do another normally I'm kind of persnickety about putting these headers in so many times, but like I need to kind of go through my my stickers and find, oh God, and find like my appointment and meeting stickers, because both are kind of a thing at the moment and they're going to continue to be a thing. So I have a team huddle at 9:30 a.m. I have a training meeting and I don't remember what time. I think it's 11:30. And then I have a meeting with Johnson at 1 p.m. and that'll take about an hour to an hour and a half. So that is my day that I know it as. Like, those are the main things that I have to focus on and get done. If other things get done, great. But that is the meat and potatoes of the day. Afterward, I am going to make the arduous trek out to Trader Joe's for a few things. And I am slightly mystified by, I think my Trader Joe's stickers might have ended up in a different sticker book, or in a stack. Like, I put them back in the wrong place is what I'm trying to say. But I knew I had one in my little journal. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm gonna get there probably about 5. I do want to, okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3. It might be closer to down here because I do want to stop. I think we're just getting way overly technical. Actually, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put that back because I don't know what time I'm going. So I'm gonna leave work and go straight there, but this is where my hesitation comes in. I wanna try to be a little bit, I love how I say I want to be accurate on the day where everything is not in its correct spot. Like, technically, I'm probably gonna get like part of this done, then I'm gonna have the meetings, but I just wanted to like put all the meetings in order, which is not helpful. So, I want to go after work, but, I don't know if I need to, I don't know what our lunch situation is. That is to say, I don't know if we're gonna order lunch as a team, and I'm not gonna need to pick up dinner because I'm already gonna have leftovers essentially, or if I am going to eat at Kava while I'm that way. Also, I'll use my brown pen to fill in once I know what time I leave and what time I actually get there. So this will be a little bit more of an accurate depiction, like how I was here early some of these days, but then didn't put my dots. So I hope all that made sense to someone other than me. You know, that's the fun thing about being a planner is, you know, as long as it makes sense in your planner brain, it's really okay. So I'm going to tidy up my desk a little bit and then hit the road, and I will chat with you guys probably tomorrow because I'm going to be very tired by the time I get home, I think. All right, catch you then. All right, everybody, it is time to wrap up the week. So first and foremost, we got to grab our ruler. So we are going to start connecting some of the dots for my mood tracker and hopefully not make any more mistakes that I have to correct. I think I do want to define those dots just a scooch more. and I can keep doing that along and along. Obviously, I have already filled in the weather for the rest of the week. It is Sunday evening, so we've got quite a bit to catch up on. So let's do our trackers while we wait for these guys to dry. So for skincare, we're gonna get another slash. I am going to give myself slashes for those 2 days because I at least took my makeup off. I've been very lax on my vitamins. I want to say I did take them on Friday, but I need to consult everything. I'm going to, I don't get to check off any of my meals or calories because I'm not entirely sure where I've landed on everything. I definitely feel pretty confident that I'm in range for calories for the day, but I still need to fill some stuff in, so I can't check everything off just yet. I do not feel like that hinders your experience in this video. Other than Monday, I don't get a workout. Check. And I am gonna get in bed and read just a little bit tonight. So I'm gonna go ahead and check that off a little bit early. There's only one more bill I have left to pay, and that can get paid next week, no problem. Okay, as far as a weekly situation goes, I'm going to check that off. I haven't done any daily work since Wednesday, and I don't think I'm going to get anything done this evening. It's almost 8 o'clock, so it's kind of like once I finish this up, I really need to wind down for the evening. So I'm just going to get in bed and read. My water was terrible yesterday. I not only made the bed, but I did the linens. I'm not gonna get a check for dishes today because Jeff actually did my dishes. I'm not gonna slash it because there's still some dishes in the sink I could have done. I do get a check for litter box. I didn't worry about the floors as much as I wanted to today, and I don't get a check for 10 minutes, but I do get one for one task because of the bedding. So that is gonna clear all of our lovely blue out. The only thing that I would need the blue for is this remember tab, and I need to think on that. I do want to think on that just a little bit of just like what I want to remember and kind of how I did at the end of last week, just make a couple kind of mentions on things. Yeah. Sorry, I'm like thinking through that. But I do want to check off meetings, tidy up, and meetings, just to like round that out. I thought about using the brown, but I just want to do black just to keep it clean. And then now we can start at Thursday. So I remember that I was kind of like bumbling around a bit about what I wanted to actually write in that. And I think honestly, I want to do I really want to do a salad. Part of me kind of wants to do a salad and part of me kind of doesn't. So after work, 2, 3, 4, 5, that would have landed me about here. Honestly, you guys, Thursday was so incredibly full. It was a miracle and a half that I left on time. It was a very, very, very full day. With lots of meetings. So I'm gonna do kava, And then I know I mentioned this before, but I mainly wanted to go to Trader Joe's. I completely forgot. So I think I'm just gonna do that because by the time I got home, I literally just took a makeup wipe to the face and like went to bed. I don't even think I watched anything, so I think that's it. I'm gonna connect the dots over here while that dries, and we can chat about Thursday. So Thursday was really, really long because I had all those appointments, plus I still had a lot of big service projects that I needed to work on, unfortunately. And so my day was really crazy, and I really didn't have that much control over it because my meetings are obviously like set times. So I'm just like trying to do what I can. I ended up not eating anything. I had a juice for breakfast, but I thought we would like probably order lunch or something. So I really didn't, because when we have days like that that are really full, we do tend to order something. And I was just not emotionally prepared to not, truthfully, like it was wild. So as soon as work was over, I made a beeline to Kava and then in the other side of town. And I got there and I sat and I ate and I had a great salad, which was wonderful. And then I went across the street to Trader Joe's. And at this point I look at the clock and it's 6:06. And I was like kicking myself because a huge reason that I even went to the other side of town was to go to Trader Joe's, but also was to go drop off my shoes. And I actually don't, my list is on my phone. Okay, that's gonna be really fun. That's okay, never mind. I'm just gonna do the best I can in my brain. So a lot of the reason I was over there was to drop my shoes off at our cobbler. And I say our because my mom has a cobbler that she uses. And I completely forgot about it until I was in the parking lot of Trader Joe's. And I was kicking myself because I knew that if he didn't close at 5, he definitely closed at 6. And I am in no way, shape, or form like gonna make it. There's no way he closed any later than 6. So I look it up and sure enough, he closed at 5. So I call my mom and I'm like, I kind of messed up. And she was like, okay, why don't you actually bring the shoes over here? I need to grab. Oh, I know where it is. But now I need a pair of scissors. That's okay. She was like, hey, can you bring it over here? And I will happily take it over to the cobbler for you. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Let's do that. I'm gonna do this down here for the next day. It's like a big thing. And then she actually had something that she wanted to give me. And so that worked out really well. And the thing ended up being foundation that was too light for her. It's like a color correcting, color changing. It's super cool because I got to try. She was like, hey, if this ends up working for you, I'll give you all of the bottles I have, which I don't understand why she had multiple bottles of a foundation she didn't try, but it's not my job to reason why at all. So I'm gonna do everything I said I was not gonna do, which is kind of annoying. At 10:20. And then I needed to work on the bridges. Manning. John Jones. Also, I don't have a sticker for this, but I'm gonna find it. But yeah, so it all kind of shook out in the wash, but because of the fact that I didn't go to the cobbler and I went to my mom's instead, it meant that I could not go get anything at, I'm not gonna use this one actually because I already accidentally skipped like a tiny icon over here. So I'm going to do a tiny phone icon, I think. And I'm gonna need to put some notes in after. So I had two, I'm gonna have to look at my phone because I have them, actually that's not entirely, that is accurate. I'm gonna have to do some research on that. I had two intro calls. They were earlier in the day. I wanna say one was at 11 and then I wanna say one was at like 12:30, but I wanna be exact about that and the last names. So I'm gonna leave some room in here. And I'm gonna use a little car. I kind of want to use a blue because I feel like everything's been like really soft colors. Maybe we just use this. I wish I could do, I can. And I need to actually grab that book anyway, so we're gonna do this. I'm going to steal it from another thing, and I'm going to use a brown car for 1, 2, 3, 4, 30. And that'll leave me plenty of room because that was it as far as the work day goes. The only other thing that I was able to do this day was dishes because I was like, I'm not leaving my house without that done because it was a disaster. So then I got gas and I went to Blackwell's, which is a grocery store. And then this is what I need my scissors for. I am going to try my hardest to start looking in here whenever I've like I just want to look in here more often. This is like my washi hangout section. Like if I didn't end up doing a spread that week, like I've still got to go back and pull up a bunch of different washi weeks. Like I don't know how to describe what I'm saying like in English apparently. So let's see, because I know there's some in here because I haven't finished them all. Like this, I need to pull all of this washi up and then I can use this spread for something else. I don't even know if I showed that. Like technically I kind of want to pull this up, but I might just leave it. I don't know. I've already pulled a lot of these out. Like this, I need to pull up and put it in here when I have space for it. But it's just kind of, it's where things have gone. Or if there's like a little bit cut off from when I did the last little bit of something. I don't know how to describe that. Like the little in bits of a washi section. I'm so sorry. They're coming by and grabbing trash. So if you hear all the clinking, that's what that is. It is out in the breezeway, so I'm sorry. Like maybe there's like a weird, I had to cut the washi off in a certain way where there's like a little bit of extra. I keep that so that I can fussy cut out a sticker, which in this particular case is perfect because Jeff and I watched Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. 1, 2, 3, 1. It was definitely later. Okay, and then we went to bed. Jeff actually had girl dinner, and I had to explain to him what girl dinner actually was on Friday, which was kind of funny. I could move that up a little bit, but it's okay. I think that's fine. I'm gonna put those details in about the intro calls later. Saturday. I'm gonna be interested if this is gonna be in shopping or food. Okay, it's in shopping, and I'm gonna do this because it was more along like the fall vibes. So we slept in, and then we went to, I got there around 10. So that's like really close together for my personal preference, but I also feel like some of these are very crooked, like that one. I don't like it. But we got up, got going, and then went. Did I even just accomplish anything? We went to Ag Fest, and it was going on. I'm gonna do Ag Fest at Farm View from 9 to 2, and I'm gonna do Madison because that is where it is, and it just takes up a little bit of extra space, to be completely honest. And then from there I came home and I tidied the apartment, tended to Banks, unpack the car, and then I went to Justin's house. I'm also gonna let that dry because we did tidy the bungalow before we left it, so we didn't leave it quite in a dishevelment. Once we finish, I don't know, we'll just come back to this section, it'll be fine, and do it all the way through. So Ag Fest is really, really cute. So Farmview Market itself is really cute. It's in Madison. So if you're ever out in like the Madison, Georgia area, definitely check it out. It's really adorable. And they have a cafe and they have a market, and it's adorable. And Ag Fest is like a really big agricultural fest. Obviously ag, get it. Also, I didn't do my bar for here in Brown, so we'll have to do that. We'll do that before I forget. I got there a little bit early, and I did leave on time. I had to 1, 2, 3, 4, 30. So I don't know why I didn't. Took it all the way to the bottom. That's kind of weird. I don't love that, but that is what it is. We can put that away. But AgFest is really fun. They have vendors from all over. There's local artisans, there's local like bakers, there's local farms, and then they have the cafe inside. They also have like a hot bar kind of thing going on. It's not like a hot bar you can self-serve from, like it's a cafeteria style where they serve it to you, but like you can pick like your meat in 3. They have like a little ice cream section. They have a huge actual market with like a butcher and everything. Like it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And it's only like 30 minutes from Jeff's house, and I've never gotten him to go. And so it was absolutely wonderful to get him to go. And we had a lovely time. Unfortunately, though, he was a little late. He got turned around, which was kind of a bummer. And because of that, we missed breakfast, which was like a massive reason that we were even there in the first place. I'm wondering if I should refill some salad stickers, since I think I just, oh, it's okay. And now I'm gonna put some salad stickers in here. There we go. Just to replace the one I took while I've got this out. And then I'm going to see if I have like a baking sticker. I'm sure I do. Oh, you know what? That's really where we were at. But let's see what my baking stickers look like nonetheless. I kind of like the baking tabletop. And I also like the butter. I feel like this is more the vibe though. We're gonna do one of these guys because I could have rolled home. Like so fucking full. So we went over to Justin's. I got there about 2 or 3. And we had kind of like an end of summer cookout situation. So I made corn dip. I even forgot the most important sticker of all that I needed to look for. I think that was all I made, so I'm gonna let that dry while I look for something else because I kind of forgot something. So we went over to Justin's for like the end of summer kind of cookout, and it wasn't that massive of a shindig. Like it was technically 4 families for the whole thing, but only 3 stayed for a majority of the time. One of the families had another obligation, so they went to do that, which was no big deal. We were happy to have them for as long as they were there. And then I made corn dip and oatmeal cream pies because it's Lunasaw. So it's all about corn and wheat and grain and oats and all of that good stuff. So I thought those would be 2 really lovely additions. And just to round out this little demoji, I think it would be super cute if I used my Sabbath stickers from them as well. Let's see. And Lunasaw is actually, oh my gosh, I have so many. what do I want to use? And that's funny that it's the first through the second, but also I kind of forgotten that it goes on for a while. And I really like this colored one because I don't know. I'm literally never going to have to buy these habit stickers, I swear. I'm just going to put it on this day though, because to me, I was more focused on it being on the first, if that makes sense. So, gracious me. There we go. Okay, that's like more like pulling the vibe. And then I don't know why I keep wanting to go on the wrong side of this. We did sleep in a good little bit. Do I need to even do a dot? No. And then we got home at a fairly decent hour for once. But I just ate so much food. Sorry, I'm like kind of losing my thought. So I'll tidy up a little bit. It was a lot of fun. We had a really great time. And I feel like I said this about another recent get together. It's very low key. I like when it's not such a big crowd. I feel like we've had so many gatherings where it's just so many people that like you can't enjoy it. Everyone's fighting for space. It wasn't chaos, and I was so full that like I sat down at the table and got a lot of time to just talk to people. And now that I think about it, it's technically more than 4 families, but that's semantics at this point. Honestly, but we had a great time, and not only did we come home early, but it was just like a miracle that Jeff actually got to drive home, which was fantastic and is definitely not the norm. Normally we have to go back and pick up his truck in the morning, and I've driven us home because we come home really late, and I don't drink. I wonder if I'm gonna feel really weird if I put just like, I don't think I will. And I need to start using these up because they're making me a little crazy sitting there. Am I gonna feel weird about that? I think I just need to have a week where I'm like a little bit more eclectic about my stickers than I was this particular week. But I slept in. If you hear Binks, it's because she's got thoughts. I feel like my handwriting is getting bigger somehow. And I can definitely tell that there's like this greenish, bluish shift in this, and it's far more blue and green gray than I thought it was any other time, which is wild. Like seeing it next to all the black is like kind of crazy. But We actually got home at a decent hour, went to bed at a decent hour, and then slept, which was really, really nice. I really needed that. And then we had a really nice, like, slow wake up and time to chat. And then I worked on cleaning the house. And Jeff had a not work call. He had a call about the house building project that he is working on. I worked on the bedding, and then I did a meal plan and meal prep. So I think I am just gonna use this for like kind of this area. So I did a meal plan. Then I went to Sprouts. Then I did meal prep, which really mainly consisted of putting things into containers, if I'm being honest. Do I want to move? I'm going to move this little blue guy up. I have a tendency to like right lower down than I need to. And I moved him higher up than I probably needed to. Then I went to Danielle's just for a bit. I don't really feel like I need to put that on here. I do want to use a little YouTube icon. I think I'm going to focus on exporting this like in the morning and dealing with that. Like I said, it's like 8. So this might even be past time somehow. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is like super late. Because I do want to read. To do a little book if I want to. I'm just gonna read a little bit, maybe just a few pages, so I don't even think I really need to mark it. I mean, I say that, but I've marked like Ted Lasso and everything else, so I'm gonna leave that be. That's all the clunking I told you that was gonna happen. So I think this is good. I'm gonna move this just a little bit. Oh, I know what I didn't put in on Saturday. And I kind of worked on it this morning too. So this is a good example of something I can put over here. I took my TWSBI apart, put it back together, like, and cleaned it. So we'll do that as one of the remember things that did not fit. That's what I want to use this section for. Not that I won't talk about it in like a daily or something, but like on Friday on Wednesday, I made the whole thing about the Aquarius full moon, and I know I didn't really write about anything else other than astrological stuff, so it's like anything else that would have happened on Wednesday kind of won't be documented in a daily sense and isn't documented here. I really, I feel like I want to do like a shopping thing because I do feel like it was a really heavy like add to cart situation. I'm not really proud of it. Like I said, last week's, and I do need to put a note because I did order pip sticks as well this day. Like that's definitely a thing. I wonder. I kind of like the credit card crying, or like this, because I don't know what got into me, truthfully, because like I was doing really well, and then I feel like I kind of started slipping because of the food stuff. And then ordered all kinds of things, stationery wise, I think mainly. I feel like it needs to be the credit card crying, truthfully. I'm just gonna do a little chat about that. Because I placed an order with Atlas, Amazon, Mercari, Pipsticks. I feel like that's it. I did really good at the farmer's market though. I will say that. All I did was buy cookies, which I actually need to Venmo Jack for. Because we both bought like the same physical, like he bought a box, I bought a box, and then we swapped half of them. Okay, so we've got that going, which was crazy. And then I want to use like a really crazy, like almost like big, but I kind of don't want to use a big one. I'm going to use this one because that is really what it felt like this week. So I'm doing too much at work, which is basically screwing up all the things. It's fine. It's fine, she says. And then I do want to use the kind of cleaning. And like I said, I deep cleaned it for the first time. And I was really proud of myself that I took it apart and everything. And I'm looking forward to inking this guy up with something new. That is just a very thrilling. Why is that? I don't know how I feel about that. The silicone thing is probably got a bit on there. Hopefully it won't get into the ink too bad. something. I don't really know. But I'm going to get that inked up. I'm going to clean all this up. You know what I haven't done? We're going to assess this and make sure everything is filled in as far as it can be filled in. Other than, I wonder why I got that like so off. That's really like barbarically off. Because that just looked really bad. Okay, so mood on Sunday. I would say I have been in an okay mood and that my energy has been okay. Like, I don't think I'm groundbreaking. I will have to connect those when they dry. We've got all of my remember filled out. I don't think that there's anything I'm missing. I went to mom's, came home and literally just like passed out. Friday morning, I overslept a bit and I started watching and I'm only doing this because I have space. I should have split that up a bit, but that's okay. We're just filling some space. I'm going to write Twisby down here because I did spend a good amount of time cleaning him. And I don't need to put it here because I really didn't do much on Friday night. It was more Saturday and like getting everything, and then again like today, but I'll just kind of mark it. Like I said, I did all of that. That took longer than that. Okay, I am going to let that dry, then I'm going to connect it. I am going to go work on my reading, but I will make sure my meals are logged, my calories are done, and fill in like the personal aspect a little bit more into tomorrow at the office, because quite honestly, I'll need a little bit of a brain break, I think, but I also think that I think that that's going to just be a little bit time consuming because I need to put in everything for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I'm going to work on that separately. I could work in certain things that are kind of exciting, like my Amazon order got here today. Like I said, my Alice order got here, but that was Friday, so there's really nowhere to put it. It's very, very full that day, like into the afternoon where it all happened. I've got to fill in my intro calls after we get off of here because it's on my phone. So I don't know when they were off the top of my head anyway. So I'll have to write that down separately. And then, yeah, I think that's about it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry, I'll scooch this down a little bit. I haven't decided what the next video is going to be yet. There's several different things in the pipeline. I'm considering another plan with me. I do very much want to do one for this next coming week. However, I don't know if I want to do it like week in the week style, because as you can see, I've really been not so great about health and fitness and well-being. And when my work schedule gets way out of whack like it is right now, it becomes really difficult for me to keep up with health and fitness and well-being, and I don't want to lose that. I'm trying to set better boundaries with that, so I really do think I'm leaning towards trying to just have a more even week, and it's harder when I have to like bring this home to film it. So I think what I'm going to do is take all my planners with me to the office this week and work on them in real time, and then keep track of like health and fitness stuff separately and do like a week in my weeks with you guys. I think that's going to be the next plan with me that I do. But that may not be the next video that you see, because I do want to share with you, show you this lovely box of goodies. I'm gonna flip it upside down so I don't dox myself in any way, shape, or form. But we've got a decent sized little box from Atlas that I need to go through. So I've got that, but what I would really love to do is package that with a Dream Goals order that I have that still hasn't shipped yet. So I'm not really sure when you're gonna see anything. I also really want to start doing like an ink journal. That's like on my radar as well, because now I have lovely inks that I want to share with everybody too. So we'll see what the next one's gonna be. But until then, enjoy creating your own little wonderlands. Bye everyone.